This is Ms. Repal. So I received a lot of questions on how to log into Amira, and I thought I would just share a little bit of support and insight and all the things that you can do with TeachHub. First thing I like to do is start off by going to google.com. Whether you have the app of Google Chrome or you have Safari, you can start off by first entering google.com. After you finally go to Google, you type in the search bar and you type the word TeachHub login. I like to start this way because it's the quickest way that I found you can access TeachHub. Now, it's usually the first link that comes up, and it's the one that has nyc.gov. After you've gotten to this page, if you are on a device or if you're on a laptop, devices such as iPads or tablets, I know you're able to bookmark the page or add it to your home screen. It gives you an option, so it makes it a lot easier when your child is trying to access TeachHub again. They can quickly just click on the home screen. It looks like an app, and they'll get straight to the page. If it's a laptop, you can bookmark the page, so it'll be a lot less easier for your child to access it. So now that we're finally on TeachHub, we're on the TeachHub tab. You're going to scroll, you see the blue rectangular button, click on that. Now it'll take you to a page that looks like this. You'll enter the username and you'll enter the password. The username is obviously your child's nycstudents.net email. You can enter the first part of their name just like this, such as their name and the number. You don't have to put at nycstudents.net. Department of Education already knows that it's a student account once you enter that first part of their name. So let's say this was ncosta2 at nycstudents.net. I just entered ncosta2. Password for every single student is school121. This S in school is an uppercase S. After you've gotten to this page and you hit enter, you'll be hit with a page that looks like this. Now, I favorited all of these apps already, but some of you may not have it as yet because you may have never logged in as yet and your child may have never favorited it. To begin, you go in the elementary school tab. You'll see all these wonderful, wonderful apps. Now that you've seen all the apps, you'll click the heart on Amira, the heart on Envisions Math, the heart on Clever, the heart on Interreading, and the heart on Google Classroom. These are the ones that we're currently using in school and in class, and I think it's going to help your child a lot. Now that we're going to go to home, we're going to start off with Amira because all the stuff we just favorited or heart is going to show up right here, so it's quicker access. You don't have to scroll through all these apps to figure out where the app is. Clicking on Amira, it brings you to the first page. It should say hi, whatever your child's name is. Scroll down, it says connected programs. Click on Amira, and it should get started. If your child is on any device besides a laptop, you will have to have your child rotate their screen, meaning holding it landscape way or horizontally, not vertically, and it will give you the directions to rotate the iPad. If your child by any chance gets frustrated and drops the iPad or, it gets rotated again, no worries, just re-log in and you should be able to continue where your child has left off from. I'm not going to click let's do it because I'm not going to create progress for her, but your child will be able to do that. Make sure when your child is working on Amira, he or she is in a very quiet environment and fully concentrated to completing the assignment. Because Amira is an artificial intelligence program that listens to what your child says and then responds to it by either correcting and figuring out ways to either give your child a harder or more challenging kind of text to read, depending on how they responded, or consistently practice your child in that level to create progress. So this is such a great way for your child to practice their reading, and become much more better and proficient readers. Now, now that we've already talked about Amira, going back to this wonderful page that we had when we first logged into TeachHub, and I favorited all these other apps, I'm going to show you the other things you can do while you're in Amira. Google Classroom, you no longer need to go to Google Classroom and log in. You can do it from TeachHub along with that password. You don't need the other password that we recently had, which was PS121 or something of that sort that you had before. This one password school 121 once logging into Amira will allow you to also access Google Classroom account. And when you click on it, automatically you'll get directed back to your Google Classroom page, which is awesome, makes life a whole lot easier, and God forbid we ever have any kind of health issues or any reason to go on remote learning again, this would be your way to quickly access it and access the classes that we have. Now going back on TeachHub, going to the other apps, Envision Math is the math program that we are using in math for our students every day. HMH Amira also comes from the program HMH Into Reading. This is the reading curriculum that we follow in our school. It helps with the students developing skills from reading, such as understanding text features, fact and opinion, distinguishing main idea and details. They also have their writing assignments from their reading. So this is the Into Reading curriculum that deals with phonics, that deals with writing, that deals with reading. So let's start off by continuing with this. When you click on it, you go all the way over to Discover. When you hit on Discover, you're able to access the module that we're on, and in their homework notebook, you're also able to view the homework sheet that I print out every week. It'll tell you what module we're on and what week we're on. Right now, we are currently on Module 8, and we're currently on week 2. We've recently finished up Module 7, The Big Outdoors, where the students have read stories on nature and also did a writing piece based on nature. They did poetry. Module 6, we talked about America, and they did a writing piece as well. Module 5, so every module they have a writing piece, and it's focused on one specific skill. Module 5 was indoor and outdoor, where we talked about the earth, night and day. Module 4 is Better Together, where we learned about friendships and relationship buildings. Module 3 was Amazing Animals. I did a research writing. Module 2 and Module 1 was also done, but it wasn't by me. It was with their substitute teacher that covered maternity leave for me for the beginning of the year, Miss Sanchez. So currently you can go into Module 8, and when you click on that, it'll take you on here. You'd want to click the contents. We're learning about the lessons that you learn when you read a story, or the moral. Stories teach kids a lot of things. These are the stories that we're going to read in this module. We're now beginning Follow the Story Path, and I'm sure when you click on it, you'll be able to also view the story with your child, and it'll read it to you, which is awesome. Going back to the Discover page, there's many other things you can do, such as foundational skills. This is where you can begin with the sounds and phonics with your child. Spelling cards are one of my favorite. It starts the very beginning. If your child struggles with sounds and letter recognition, this is great. You can see a letter, you can see the animal or whatever it is that starts with a letter, and they do read it to you, which is great. I'll play just a part of it for you to hear.
Alligator. Alligator starts with a short A sound. Ah. Listen. Ah. Alligator.
And then you can click the arrow and it'll continue to every letter. Bear, B, bear, buh. So these vocabulary words that associate themselves with the letter recognition in this program is a little bit different than the one we use in phonics. We use a different program where different animals or different things are matched with the letter. Like for A, we don't do alligator, we do a apple but it's the same letter, and it's good that they're developing and expanding their vocabulary with different words and letters. So this is a great way for your child to practice their phonics. If they're struggling with a specific letter or sound, they will also give you different practices. You can also read little books, stories with your child to practice comprehension. I think it's great. And it will play the audio, so that means it will read the story to you. They highlight the words that are sight words, or we call them trick words, which are pretty much the words that you cannot tap out because phonologically they do not sound the way they are tapped out. So, which is really great, and you can ask a bunch of questions. Rhyming words are a great way to begin reading because as students start to match sounds that they hear, they'll start to realize patterns and obviously develop word meaning understanding. Going back, so there's many different resources here. You can see more, and you can do a lot of different practices with different letters, riddles, consonants, different short stories. I think you'll enjoy it very much with your child, especially if they need to practice their phonics. Going back to the homepage again, so that was the reading program. Oh, and I wanted to show you the writing as well. I forgot to show you in Discover. So we're on Module 8. And going back to the wonderful writing. So you can see the writing. These are the stories that we'll read. We recently read, Why the Sun and Moon Live in the Sky. The Kissing Hand, this is the one we're focusing on for this writing piece. We're learning to write a personal narrative, and we use the story as a very great example. You can reread it with your child because it showed us that there was a problem in the story, a personal problem that the characters underwent, and it was solved in a very unique way. So we're thinking of a problem in our current lives that we've had and someone that helped us solve the problem. We're also going to write beginning, middle, and end. We're going to have a picture for each part of the story. Students are going to use a checklist to continue progressing through the story, and they are going to publish their final piece at the end of the module, as they do with every module. Now, the last two things I want to go through, Envision Math. This is the math program we're using in our school. When your child goes on it, obviously they're grade 1. This child has not set up hers as yet, but there's just 2 easy steps. You're able to pick a beautiful or cool profile icon, whichever one you want. Then you'll click ready, let's go, and you should be able to practice different skills in math. So we're currently on topic 10. We just recently started it. We finished topic 9. And your child has recently taken the test. Every topic or every unit, they continue with different lessons, and every lesson they learn a different skill in math that continues on different topics. Going back to TeachHub, the last thing I want to go into Clever. Quickly, when you tap into Clever, I've already favorited it. If it's not, you can put a heart here and favorite it. It's iReady. When you click on here, automatically you get logged in, which is wonderful. You can either tap on reading or math. These are 2 great subject skills that your child can practice, and they can develop more and more skills in either one of the subjects. So as you can see, parents and guardians, TeachHub is such a very exciting, easy way to access so many different things that can be helpful and useful for your child to utilize in their academics. I hope this helped give you a little bit more of an insight on how to utilize Amira. And if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to always reach out to me. And have a good day. Bye.